Good day, everyone. It is Len Russell, and for me, it's Wednesday morning. Just a little bit rattled this morning, but nothing too exciting. We are hanging out in the Abbey building, and today is a teardown and rebuild day. If I can not look at that Enderman, that would be probably a good plan. Just wanted to, take a quick look at up from above. So what I've done yesterday is finished off the towers. Got a couple of windows in there, and nothing too exciting, just closed in. I opted not to put a second higher section on this left side. I'll leave it as is, because there's no reason for it in my particular layout. There is a couple of Abbeys that look somewhat similar to this one. So this one's actually only inspired by Kirkstall, apparently. I discovered that there's another one, and I'm just going to pull up the name of it because I had it handy. Nope, not that. Nope, not that. There we go. Okay, so it's Bolio, or Beaulieu Abbey, and that one actually has a layout a lot more like this one. So I'm looking at that one for some of the locations of where the various buildings are. I've also got a probable of what might have been the layout for Shrewsbury, and then a generic sketch for the book series that I'm working with. So I'm just going to go with that and make some drastic changes to this section. So this south chunk, we're actually going to tear most of it down. I've got a marker inside as to where. We're also going to extend out this kitchen section, make it separate, but sort of level with this end of the building here. Depending on what your layout choice is, some of the monasteries had this warming room that's on the end here moved in under the dormitories, but we're not going to do that because we're just move it down into the corner end here. But the reason that we're not going to put it under, or why it would be underneath the dormitories, would be to keep the heat to go straight up to the dormitories. Problem is that in the layout that I'm looking at, we need to have both a library and a chapter house fit in here, and that won't work if we put the warming room down there. So yeah, we got a couple of options, but there's things to do, work to be done, and I had better get on it.
Hello.
Hello, Benson. How are you? You are the first one here, and that is because Fantastic Sherlock Fox unfortunately had to nip off to the clinic this morning with our daughter. She just had a nosebleed that went on far, far too long. So they managed to get it stopped and everything, but they're currently at a pharmacy getting a prescription. So yeah, she'll be in he'll be in when he gets time to be in. Okay, get to work. Exactly. So I was taking a look at I liked the width of the roof that we already have here. I like this width, and I want to turn it and then just extend out the length. So what I'm going to do is hear them coming in upstairs, so it's a little distracting. So what I wanted to do is keep the width, which means that I've just marked out on the ground how wide the building was. And then this piece where it's knocked out here is actually one block off where the wall is supposed to be. Like the wall will actually be here, and then where I'm standing now will be the outside of the building. And then we will replicate this window set probably down on this end, and we'll make that the warming room. So yeah, we're going to do that sort of thing. And I can tear out all of this jazz and turn it 90 degrees. So we got a bit of work ahead of us. Related to references, it's all about the references sometimes. I'm just going to go back to the book sketch that I'm looking for. There we go. Let's take out this one and this one. Where's live? So I can turn the references back on. This one. There we go. So you can see in there that they've got a much more square shape.
Hello?
And then on the right hand side, there'll be some the other buildings. You can see where it's kind of cut off a little bit in the southeast corner. That's actually where we're going to have the kitchen extension. So this will be the main chunk, and then we'll just have a little gapping and put the kitchen in on the end there. I know it doesn't match there, but they do talk about the kitchens in the books. They just don't specify exactly where it is that I was able to find. And that will give us the safety gap for if there had been a fire kind of thing. I know we don't have fire spread here, but it fits the lore, so that works. And then we can get the gardens out that side as well. I will be skipping the Call of Nature buildings just because, of course, in novels they don't talk about them. So, yeah. I don't need to worry about them, right? All right. Hello, Fantastic Sherlock Fox. Glad to see you back. I did announce to the room why you weren't in here ahead of everybody else for a change. So, just letting you know they're semi-aware of how your morning has transpired. Sounds like you've been a very, very busy person today. We're looking for... There we go. But good morning to you, Yellow. Hopefully you had a good evening. So I'm quite glad that we got ourselves the netherite because, one, I'm less squishy, which allows me to work a little bit longer, and two, netherite pick lasts longer, so that's a blessing as well. Let's us just keep on trucking. Working and kinda lurking. Well, if you need to fully lurk, just go right ahead. That's totally fine. No concern whatsoever. Benson, I hope you're doing well today. I'm assuming you're having coffee, or at least have had some if I think your time zone's ahead of mine. And do tell, what was your coffee of choice today? I'm always curious. I did have to stop for coffee just because that wasn't why I was late, but since I was behind, that was something I decided I needed to keep me sane this morning. It's weird. I was really all gung-ho and fired up and excited about this project last night, and then before I even heard what was going on this morning, I was just had that sort of generic anxiety about the project and went, you know, I'm not so sure after all. And then I got my head back into it again. So, I mean, it's just one of those mornings where something went wrong, you weren't quite sure what, and blamed the nearest possibility until you found out otherwise. Butterbeer cold brew? I don't know about that. Butterscotch and caramel, yum. You know, the butterbeer concept, yum. But I'm still not sold on that wait for your coffee thing. All right. Hey, as long as you like it, awesome. So funny you should mention that. I'm going to take my first coffee sip this morning. We all know how that goes. Actually, maybe I should set the hydrate first. Set hydrate. It's going to be wrong anyways, but you never know. It might catch up somewhere along the coding. I'm going to give everybody my first hydrate. 6, 8, everybody hydrate! And this morning I'm using my cauldron mug that Fantastic Sherlock Fox got me. So it's got... Let's see if we can get this to work. Nope, guess not. But, it's got a lovely Hogwarts crest on it, and it's cauldron shaped, so that's my coffee mug of the day. And yeah, it's a little over full, that's why I'm doing the slurp, so I apologize for the impolite noises. I have no idea why it's 0 ounces. That's actually going to bug me a lot. But I'm not going to stop and bot poke at the moment. Did enough of that on stream last week, and it's not a critical thing that needs to be dealt with right this second, so it can bug me all at once. I had tried to adjust it because it was making like a strange math to begin with, but it looks like whatever I did made it worse. So I may just have to reinstall that piece from scratch. It's not a big deal. That's one of those disadvantages to not being a coder, is I can't always solve code challenges when I thought I could, but oh well. All right. So just chopping down from the bottom up as far as I can reach, and then we'll put up some scaffolding and get the rest of it down. Which is kind of weird because I probably could have gone from the roof. I just found it easier to take this down because That way I don't have to mark as much of the building. Let's see. We'll start with a geek out. Why not? That'll get me going anyways. So we're looking for TV category. 4 shows on which 2 characters accidentally get married. Accidentally? Okay, I don't think I've ever watched shows where that happened. Friends? I'm assuming it's one of those ones where they either drank too much or went on some sort of vacation and thought it was fun and then realized, wait a minute, this actually matters. I have heard the number one business aside, well, actually, let me just not put it that way. The, I guess, third business in Vegas. Of course, you've got casinos and then wedding chapels, and then it's probably a rumor, but one of the sites I was reading was saying that the third most popular business in Vegas is divorce courts that will annul the next morning. People wake up and go, I can't believe I actually did that. I really don't want to be married to this person. Ooh. Aha. So I can look forward to a reading of Volume 2 of the Dead Rock newspaper. That's awesome. There's enough people on Deadcraft's Java server that seem to be doing their own thing, that I think that's part of why this site doesn't have a newspaper. The community over here is different. It's not a right or wrong thing, or good or bad or anything like that. They're just different enough that often they're doing their own thing and making it whatever their volume of epic is, and we don't get as many shenanigans to make it worth writing about, which is kind of a shame on one hand. But yeah, I don't know. I think part of it is that the community is shifting and growing as we get a lot of people from both sides. So, for example, we had a bunch of people go from playing Java over to Bedrock because they like the community there. But then the reverse is being true as more of the computer Bedrock players I now have access to Java, so they're getting a little more exploratory. And it just means that we're in the middle of a transition. And I think a transition is not always a good time to be starting things like newspapers and stuff that would possibly ebb and flow in terms of interest. So, but I do find it really neat that the Bedrock side server has actually come up with a newspaper and an interest in the newspaper. That was pretty cool. Yeah. When people have bedrocks, projects and things to do, play where you like. It's not a big deal. I mean, I had a hard time deciding which one to play on this season, and I'm watching the parity changes with interest. I don't think the two will ever be the same at all, but my biggest complaint, I guess, right now is that if they could ever make it so that villages and iron farms could coexist on Bedrock, I would be happier than a clam. But unfortunately, that's not the case. And I'm one that's just in love with Java iron farms. Now, that's not my be-all and end-all, but it makes it so that between that and villagers, don't actually have to do as much of the mining part of it and can actually focus a lot more on the building side of things. Hey Bob, how are you doing today? How was your work day? Because I gather you're probably close to being done. Let me just double check. Bob time is probably about 5:30. Well, 20 after, I guess. Hopefully you had a decent day. Does that make Dell the drive home show? Ooh, I hadn't thought about that one. Gives me some sort of responsibility. Today's music is supposedly happy. It's not exactly hype, so I might have to change it to the hype tracks list. Still looking for something where the feel comes closer to copyrighted music. I would love one day in a magic world to be able to pay for copyrighted stuff, but I discovered the other day that aside from like oldies, I don't really know a whole lot of the current top 40 kind of thing. I really don't. Like, we listened to a station that purports to play 90s and today, but I've become less and less impressed with it because their no repeat workday is also including more and more music that, yes, I'm a prude, but seriously, stuff that I would not want my kids to be hearing during the day. And I'm kind of going, okay, do I really want to support that station? So yeah, I was listening to a Disney one that I was quite enjoying. It sounds funny, but there was one, one called Sorcerer Radio, or srsounds.com, and I was liking that one a whole lot. It's like Disney sounds and music all day long, because there's enough stuff between playing the ride music or the atmosphere stuff that gets played in the park, through to actual sounds of people riding, through to shows and all that kind of stuff. But due to some changes, yet more changes by Google, the easy way for me to get that on my Google Home system will be changing on the 13th, I believe, of June. And so the way I access it now won't be available. And so hopefully they'll be able to figure out what they need to do to get that, not fixed, but as in whatever Google's next system is set up. But in the meantime, that's what I've been playing a good amount of. And it's not, as I said, it's not running away from, per se, the other stuff. It's just, if we don't need it, why support something that I'm not agreeing with? Alright, so let's see. Looks like this last building is already the width we need from the main building, which is good. But I'm going to chop it out anyways at some point, because I need to extend it and move it over to this side. Because I have to rotate this building and actually get the warming room in there, in the corner. There's probably, let's see, there's also probably going to be some alterations to this one, I think. We'll see. Because it never was lined up with the building at the front. But if I'm going to square off this back section, I might as well make a better attempt at lining it up with the front. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. By the way, this corner looks square from the top. It very much is not below. So I actually haven't finished off figuring out how this section fits straight down below. But the corner out there is really janky, so I just figured I would fight that battle when I had to. Let's see. This could probably have its wall come out. How many blocks? 2, I think? Trying to figure out where in the stairs. Yeah. So probably 1 or 2 past here. And I see where it's supposed to go. And I want to cut up the warming room, but I actually want to copy its layout before I do that. Maybe the easiest thing for me to do is literally just to chop through the wall. I don't know. Let's try that. Let's not be in the open at this hour, though. That's not a smart move. Not a smart move at all. Nope, wrong door. The south side. Over here. What have I dropped? Oh, torch. That's 1. What's the other piece? Stone. Oh. Well, I'm not sure I really care. Yeah. Alright. Oh, there's something that came up. Oh, shoot. I dislike the villagers. They're always interrupting things. Okay, what do we need? 1, 2, in line with the third one, so I actually should have cut back further. Almost in line with the extension. Fine. We're just getting close. I don't like that. What have we got? So from that edge, back 2 more? Yeah. So from this edge, I should actually have been back here. That looks really weird for a moment. Okay, good, there's my marker. Does that line up? Yes, that lines up. And the tower, in case you're curious, it's decorative, but it's also the stairs. So I need to figure out how to deal with that part. I could actually have the stairs come into the room, because that's actually the lay brothers section. The staff, not actually the monks. They'd be on this other side. Okay. This looks easy enough to redo, so I'm just going to tear it up. So having enough space in my inventory to do so would probably have been a plan. Gotta get rid of some of this stuff. Alright, where's my junk drop? This one. Those for now. Oh, spruce. Over here. There. Actually, if I put all of the wood together, then I can put other stuff there. Yeah, let's put the windows there for now. And some more roofing stuff for now. And flooring. It's not everything, but it will get me some space. Yeah, that'll do. The other part of it, like this little corridor thing, this looks fine, but this stupid corridor in here going up the stairs is really janky, so I gotta get that out of there too. Don't think as a human, let alone, you know, in Minecraft terms, I would have been pleased with trying to go through a doorway like that. Just, yeah. And I do need, from here, I do need dirt. Where did I put the dirt? This one? That'll probably do for now. Good morning, Scrublord. How are you? I am tearing things up today. Tearing out floors and so on. And we'll be moving them. Ooh! There's the fireworks I warned you guys about yesterday. The LEGO Community Challenge is complete. Rather epic. Didn't intend it to go that weird. Oops. Okay, game, that's enough. Do you think I was being a little overzealous when I designed that? Just a bit? Yeah, just a tad dramatic. Just a tad dramatic. It's supposed to be an epic show, but oh my goodness. I had never used Epic Show before, so I was excited to try it out, and yeah, not so much. Okay, so through here will be the new wall. I'm going to line it up with the front of the church. Through the roofing. Okay, good. I'm standing in the right spot. And then we can add like deco to the outside of the building afterwards. Like these sorts of strip pillars or whatever we've had for a while. Oh boy, that was pretty insane. But yes. Okay, so we have finished the community challenge on LEGO. And we will be adding another stream. I can't say when, but hopefully fairly soon. For, pardon me, for the end-to-end build of the Lego. That'll be interesting. So it will be Friday outside the normal set, and the reason for that is that way I don't have a whole lot going on. The kids only have half days for school, they can walk themselves home. And then that sort of frees me up to start in the early slot, which basically means noon-ish Eastern, and just keep on rolling. I have to make a point of making sure I actually eat breakfast that day. That would be a bad idea not to. Was getting pretty hungry by the time I finished a 4-hour run last Thursday. And it didn't even need to be a 4-hour run. I was just being silly, I guess. But yeah. So that will get done. I would say I'm excited, and I am, but I'm also nervous. It sounds weird, but yeah, it just fits in with the concern over content of late. That's part of why I'm making a special event outside the schedule rather than replacing something. So we'll see. I have to think about how to make it different, other than just a complete end-to-end. I don't necessarily mean super exciting with tons of bells and whistles, because bells and whistles aren't necessarily the world's smartest thing, nor the most popular thing. But maybe we'll see about, I don't know, some different music or something like that. One good thing about the netherite speed of picks is a lot more of this is virtually insta-mine, which means that it's not quite such a big deal. I mean, it just occurred to me, just now, that I should probably actually go and put up my beacon. That would have made sense. It would have made sense for this whole project to have the beacon up there, since I haven't used it for anything for a while. That would make tons of sense. Okay. Let's go get that done. That would make... yeah. So what I'm going to do then is probably see if I can fit it in the south end. Put that over here. Really don't need a flower. Centering it somewhat south end might make sense. So let's pull these. 2, 3, 4, and put them on the other side. Oh. Well, that's an interesting time to have an inventory full. Okay. Oh. One. We don't even know what's in there. 3. There, okay. So now we need a box. We need another one to dump all this other stuff. Yeah, just a tad dramatic. So we're on 4 songs that contain whistling. Geek Out, that is. Okay, let's take this, that, and this one, and that one. Even though I'm going to do most of the work over there, I think I'm still going to leave the beacon over here so that it affects more of the building. So, yeah. Let's see. Let's go 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Fine. Where are the torches? Classic torch up. This one. Let's throw one over here, and one over here, and one over there. Take out this mess. That should be everything else, right? Nope. Where's the... there. So 7, 8, 9. That'd be 5, 6, 7, 8. Really? 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Sure. Oh, whoops. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. Pardon me. Yeah, I think the math on that epic one was a little insane. I'm not sure if I would use it for that sort of thing again, but I'm going to want some reason to use it. So we'll see if I can find something. It's a bit more epic to actually use it for. At some point, but in the meantime I'll probably shelve that particular fireworks command. That was a little too weird. Okay, 5. This isn't meant to be a flex. It's that this way I can actually spend all of my money at the villagers, and then that way I don't know, or not all my money, all my iron at the villagers. Whereas emeralds I'm a little more careful with. Okay, so we want haste on this one, and let's go with jump boost, probably, because then I can just get up there with less scaffolding. I don't really need strength. And then stick with haste. I'm just going to go with haste the whole thing. It's probably the smartest. Yeah. If that becomes too much a problem with an insta-mine, then we'll look at switching it to a jump boost with an extra boost. So I'm going to try the mining part, and if that just becomes too much of a pain, then I'll switch it. Okay. I was taking down the warming room, right? Yeah. Oh, ha ha. Of course I picked mining when I just about done that one. Oh well. This way. This will be a wall. So I take out this one here. Oh, whoops, that's in the next building. Don't want to take that one out yet. Not yet. I just hit the glass on that one. The stairs, okay. Trying to figure out why it was built the way it was. Now I get it. Sort of. Okay. That's the part of the stair tower. Okay, I need to get this roof down. Wow. That's better. Quite what I don't meant, but okay, that'll do. something different. Let's try something different. Oops, not under my feet. Oh. Need to get back on and mine some. I actually find mining quite relaxing. I was really enjoying it when I was doing the netherite mining the other day, but yeah, it's definitely something that we all need more supplies, right? That's the thing about the survival, is we can use these up quite nicely. Even if there's generators and stuff, you still have to mine through the generator most of the time. What did I do with? Oh, I see. All right. So aside from having to figure out the stairs on that corner, we're done there. The new wall is going to be 1 block out, so let's throw a torch out here, just out of the way. Can I reach this one? Yes. Almost all of them. Okay. And this one's going to have decorative stuff coming out of it too. I think that's where we need to take out this other wall. Oops. That needs to be there. Okay, I am definitely speed mining through this wall. That's not good. The reason I say that is just because if I want to just purely clear it out, great. But since I'm altering it rather than clearing it, I don't want to take out as much of it as it appears. Where do I want to square off on the inside is part of the question. I need this part to stay as it is. Sort of. This tower is a mess. Because what it does is it comes up top, but then it turns and goes the other direction. That doesn't work. Okay, well, if that bugs me, then I should just build it the other way. I crouch and get this one to actually go the way I want. Nope. One. Yes. And then this way. Ugh. Guess maybe it is this way then. Okay. Torch, you go way up here. Oh, whoops. Okay, well, I'll figure that out later, I guess.
Everybody hydrate!
That's weird. It should be coming up before it goes down. Sure. I can't leave it alone. I'm sorry, guys. Okay. Connections. Where's the... Close the events. Deal with the fireworks later. Hydrate. Where are we? Hydrate. Okay. So, first off, display settings. Where's my... There we go. Everything's gonna look weird, but that's okay. Oh, and of course this one doesn't apply. Fantastic. Sorry. Okay, I guess that doesn't work. Properties, display. That's gonna bug me for later. Alright. In any case. Forget it. Forget it. Sorry guys, it's tiny. Let's just deal with this. Okay. So, the hydrate redeem. Let's find your heads. The hydrate redeem. So we play the sound, set the global of ounces to ounces, the local, the default value of 1, right. Drink to drink, okay, we're good. Ounces, total ounces, default value 0, fair. Okay, I think everybody should have a drink. Set the argument. Math. Total ounces plus ounces. Okay, that's fine. So the total ounces so far plus 1. Count up animation should have been... What we're going to do is do this. Okay, that gives me another tool I can use. Okay, now let's take the alert sounds. Let's sound alerts. Discord, fireworks, champion, button sounds. Alerts? No. Huh. Ah, there we go. Okay, so I'm just shutting off the sounds for the redeems just temporarily. Okay, so that means when I run this action, the count up is supposed to go up and then down. But for some reason, it's running the down before it runs the up, which makes no sense at all. I'm just making sure it's not running a different action in the middle. Visibility. Edit. Text to ounces, okay. Edit this one. More math. I'm going to disable this one, just see what happens. We won't do this for all day, it's just driving me crazy right now.
Yeah, okay.
So that's not working because it goes down and then it runs the up. Which then it runs the down again. Message user thinks, okay, got that part. That's left 0. Redeem argument. Set the math for an up. I'm going to watch that one more time. Apologies for everybody. But I'm actually watching what happens in the math part of it because I'm actually wondering if it's... Where is the picture? Glass fill visible. That's decreasing it. So it's not even using glass fill correctly. That could be the one. And then does it again. Countdown is... I'm going to copy the sub action where it makes the glass empty part visible, and I'm actually going to add it underneath the one where it's a glass fill, if I can. Paste the sub action. Nope, put it at... Where did it put it? Uh-oh. That's not good. No, everyone that does these things, it puts it at... There we go. Yep. I'm going to move that up. Low, please. Up. Up. Great. So glass empty, I'm going to make that hidden. Okay, and just make sure the visible one. Hydrate redeem glass fill, scene, hydrate redeem. So just get a quick test. Nope, that one's totally wrong. Okay. But then the scene. You're gonna get some weird stuff going on for a bit. Display capture. Hope this isn't the right one. Nope, wrong one. Properties, no. This to be the other one. There we go. Yes, we're getting a little bit of inception going on. But I want to go take studio mode off briefly so you guys can see what's going on. And yeah, I know I've got a big mess here. And Okay, so what I'm just gonna do is slide this up so we get more inception. Woohoo! And go to is my hydrate redeem. There we go. Oops, that's not what I want to do. Sorry guys, my bad. Studio mode. Okay, down here I want to go to the hydrate redeem. And then in this one, the glass fill property is all screwed up, it looks like. Yeah, because it's taking glass empty. Okay. I have to browse and find the fill. Cancel. Come on. Hydrate redeem. Browser sources. Fill a container. Glass empty. Okay, browse. So we've got streaming stuff. Hydrate redeem. Browser sources. Fill a container. Want glass empty. Try this one. Open. Okay, so we're going to run the action again and see what it does. Nope, it's even worse.
Hello?
The empty's working correctly, but the fill is still busted. So turn the visibility, hydrate, redeem, glass fill. That's still picking the wrong one. Properties. Browse. So the empty and the fill got busted. Okay, at least I know what the problem is. So I can fix that later. Because I have to reinstall everything, I think. The empty glass. Browse. Yeah, so that should be a matter of replacing that piece. I'm just going to see if I have it in my other folder. If not, then we'll just go back to the game. Because I don't want to spend all day on this one. Close. Let's go back to live and turn off the second display for a second. Okay, browser sources, fill a container, glass fill, glass empty. I'm going to do, oops, that, and just extract. I don't care, that'll work. Okay, so if it's glass empty, what does this look like? Glass empty seems to work, right? Is the glass fill we're having a problem with? So let's take this, go back the other way. Glass fill, open this one. Yep, that looks fine. So what I theoretically should need to do then is open that in a new window. Find the one that was broken. And I can't find it. There we go. Redeem, sources, fill, glass fill, copy you over top, replace. Okay, so if that worked correctly, then I can run this. Oops, let's go down to hydrate again. Hydrate. So turn off the glass fill thing. If I run the whole command. Nope. It's even worse. Okay. So, horses. Okay. And the bit about what it reports back is still wrong, but picture at least is not going to annoy me. That's a good start. How the math total is completely and utterly wrong, I do not know. All right, that's fine. We'll leave it like that. Whatever. And then the total ounces. Dude, ounces ARG. Okay, well, why is that not working? Ounces left. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, hang on a sec. I'm gonna get dead. I can hear it. Redeem. Okay. I thought it'd be easy, but I guess it's not. It's filling up, 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 up. This one set aggregate ounces left. I'm gonna move this one. Cancel. Move this one up. Uh-oh. Bad news. Where am I? You evil. You evil so-and-so. Well, that was interesting. My own fault. Seriously, my own fault. Okay. So, I'm just gonna take this one and set total ounces. Now, ounces ARG is... Where did ounces ARG go? Ounces ARG to total ounces plus ounces. Then we change the total ounces to the value of this ounces ARG. Now I'm just making sure I didn't change it in between. No, so then let's go down here, take this one. Oops, cancel. Put it in between. Oh, not there, out here. Hello? Out there, please. Thank you. And one more run, and then I'm just going to give it up. Cheers. Okay. So, now that I've distracted myself and everybody else, only thing I'm going to do is turn that sound back on. The one that we had for audio redeems. And get back to the game, because this is just ridiculous. And I have not consumed 7 ounces of coffee, by the way. But that's okay. We'll play with that another time. Alrighty, I'm going to lose more brain cells than it's worth if I keep poking at that. Let's get back to the game. Center screen off. There. Alright, so we're back to looking at this sketch. What are you doing up there? Okay, so we've chopped out a lot of the corner. We're getting closer to the shape we need. We've got the depth we need. So then we can start switching the roofing. And I think what I'm actually going to do is use these square edges to build upwards rather than building downwards. Kitchen's not quite wide enough. Guess I do need to pull that wall out a little bit more. Alright. South. South, south, south. The one that looks really gibbled right now. Oh, that's not it. Like, it's got seating like that, but not walls like that. No, that's totally fine. That's totally fine. Apparently we have... The Traveler is up on the roof somewhere, probably above my head. We have llamas in the dining room. That's... yeah, weird. Sorry. Alright, I had to pull out the kitchen wall a bit further, right? Isn't that how that worked? Yeah. I do and I don't, I guess. What's this wall doing? That's gonna be outer wall, and then we can add these edges to it. So I just need to square off, I guess. And I wanted to pull it all the way out to this end. Looking at that map and going, this is a little more challenging than I'd originally thought. Maybe we'll fake it and just attach the kitchen to the building. It's probably going to be easier for my work rather than everything else. And then that way, we've got more building I can work with to get up and down and stuff. But it's almost like I'm designing in creative. Almost. Not quite. This is the corner of the building. And yes, I know I have garden plants to get rid of. Could be worse. I'm going to move all the kitchen over there.
Hello?
Hello? Hello, Streaks. How are you doing today? Good to see you. Welcome on in. I am working on a monastery today, but I built a design that I don't particularly like, and so I'm altering it really heavily to make it more like the sketch you see on screen. Because my theme this season is basically a medieval town and monastery based on a book series that I really enjoy. And so I'm not Catholic, but I'm trying to build some of the elements of the town. And yeah, this monastery is throwing me a little bit for a loop because I want to make it more square than the pattern I was using earlier. Sometimes people say, you know, you should probably build from scratch rather than trying to alter. I honestly thought alteration was going to be the easier angle. It's proving to be a bit more work, but I think I have a lot more of the shape in my head because of having done the wrong design first. If that makes any sense? Oops. You can go in there for now. So, what brings you in? I'm always curious to hear how new people found the channel and what they found interesting about, yeah, the thumbnails or whatever that caught their attention. Or was it the titles, or like what is it that seemed interesting? I know some people find me via someone else they know having raided earlier. So being part of a raid train or something like that. But yeah, I'm always curious to hear how new people found the channel. How do you think it's cool? Do you play Minecraft? And if so, what platform do you play? This is Java, but I have played on Bedrock before, and I have no preference of one over the other, aside from the convenience of whatever set of mechanics I'm working with at the time. It's like, for example, this time I decided Java because I wanted an iron farm that I could build a village around, and that's not something I can do in Bedrock. That would really mess up the iron farm, or should I say the iron farm would mess up the village. Really doesn't matter which. I also was mucking around with one of my bots for the stream, so I don't know if the thumbnail was showing that, but in the process of doing that, a zombie tried to come and thump me. So thankfully, just yesterday I had upgraded my armor so that that would not be an issue. And I think that was helpful in terms of having the zombie come and thump me while I was not paying any attention at all. Oh, JBT slept for me. Awesome! Thanks! I'm playing on the Dadcraft 73 Java server. Dadcraft is, and if I got my magic buttons, where'd my magic button go? Nope, wrong one. Okay, well, do it manually. Who is DC? So I'm playing on one of Dadcraft's servers, and apparently my little pop-up thing isn't working quite the way it should. But he's a fairly awesome creator from Truly Bedrock, if you're familiar with that particular crew. And he also does, I discovered him on YouTube first, via another creator, and fell in love with his style. I thought I'd come and join part of his community, and the servers he's got up are for his Patreon supporters. So if that's something you're interested in, do check him out first and check out his other content. Where was I going with this? Pull it down. But yeah, so this is definitely Java, but you'll hear a lot about the shenanigans going on the Bedrock server, just because that crew is crazy. Love them to pieces, but I think they're crazy. So yeah, they're a fun bunch. Yeah, actually, why am I even building that right now? Let's just take this out entirely and put it back later. Although this is his Java vanilla server, you'll probably note fairly quickly that I'm using a lot of quality of life mods. I even forgot to put in one that I wanted this morning. But I'm one of those people who gets very, very lost. The other thing I like about it is that I'm using Zero's minimap, and I like Zero's because it also shows things like entities. So if I've dropped something, then that shows up on the minimap as a pink dot. And as a survival player, I quite like that because I have a bad habit of being short on supplies at all times. I'm not one that makes tons of things in advance in a lot of cases. So dropping the supplies can be critical, or at least maybe not critical, but fairly important to a build. So I like to make sure I pick up as many as I can. And then the resulting effect of that has become, it's just a habit to clean up after myself. So like when I'm in the Nether and I was mining for debris just earlier this week, I will stop and keep all the stuff, as much as I can at least, of what was being dropped, and I'll bring it home in shulkers and so on, because I never know when I'm going to want them. Like for example in here, it has just occurred to me in the kitchen, actually might be kind of cool to make the floor out of the nether brick, not the red though, just the plain. But that might be kind of fun in the kitchen floor. I've got one up there. I'll probably handle losing one, so I'm not going to stress over that. Okay, so this will be the long side of the building, and that's where we're going to have windows, which I did not remember. Oops, my bad. I did not remember to write down what they look like. I'm going to assume they look like this, possibly taller. Alright, so what I'm really doing in this section is I'm actually changing the direction of the center part of the building. I've eliminated one of the side rooms and moved the other one out so that we can actually line them all up more rectangularly like the sketch. This is supposed to be modeled after a Benedictine monastery, and theirs were quite rectangular, whereas in contrast you'll find a lot of the Cistercian monasteries are a bit more sprawling. I'm not quite sure what the Benedictines had for rectangles and squares, but some of the inspiration is coming from Beaulieu, or Beaulieu? Beaulieu? I don't know. Even though I'm Canadian, my French is terrible. So anyway, but I'm changing the direction because the Benedictine one would have run the length of the building, more like you see in the sketch, rather than the width of the building. So this way I'm going to knock out the wall, connect these two bits together, and then put a new wall in where I figure it needs to be. Because the refectory, i.e. the dining room, does not need to be square with the center part of the building. I mean, it's nice if it is. And the one I'm basing it on is actually in Shrewsbury, England, or taking some reference from Shrewsbury, England, because the book series is set in a medieval version of this Shrewsbury, England period. Unfortunately, is I guess there was a square glass in the ceiling, but I've run out of space in my inventory. Where am I here? I got. Let's sort this. Okay, that can go in another box. What's in this box? No room there. Anything that fits there? Okay. So I've got, one of the mods I've got is an inventory-based mod, and these go over here. Let's see where I'm going to grab another shulker and dump some more junk. Any more fitting? Okay. Where was I at? Oh, I was going on about Shrewsbury. Didn't I have another crafting table I picked up? Oh, no, I didn't have one in my inventory. Okay. Okay, we're good. We're good. I can take that out. I don't need the fences. Probably don't need the shield. Let's put the shield in the ender chest, or I will misplace it entirely. Alright. So yeah, I'm basing it a little bit on Shrewsbury, England. I was trying to make it much more like their shape, but the probable shape they've got, and actually this is probably even easier, I'll just do it this way. Back to the center display for just a split second. Bloop. I can just drag this one on. This is one of the thoughts that they had for a probable version of what Shrewsbury, England looked like. So if I... let's throw this in behind my left-hand side, or like on the left-hand side of the screen for a second here. Oh, didn't pop up. Okay. This is the problem with doing it that way, is things don't stay on top. Let's see if I can get the same orientation. Something like this. And then I'm going to move to the left just to try and get as much in here as we can. Okay. Then get that picture back. So what you can see there, if I make the picture roughly the same size-ish, is you can see that what they figure the Shrewsbury one looked like is different than what I've got. Now the dormitories would be on top of a storeroom cellar, the ones that they've got at the bottom. They're not actually showing you the dormitories on the second level. And then you can see the right-hand side, the refectory was turned with a stone pulpit, so it was somewhat centered with these cloisters. So if I can do that, I will. And then bottom corner is not filled in there, but I'm going to use that for the warming room because I need to put a library in next to the chapter house up top. And then we've got the kitchens, so we need all that extra space. But yeah, that's how that works. I've got another one, which I'll just quickly flip to and show you, if I can figure out which one it is. This, oh, there we go. One more quick piece. So we've got this version, which once again looks like what we've got, and it's a little more complex. So I'm using some inspiration from that for the extra spaces. Now you'll see down at the bottom, where my mouse is trying to outline here. There's section F on that picture. And that one is actually where they're having the kitchens put. And then they would have had the warming rooms moved elsewhere. And the reason that's off to the side a little separately is that that would be, for fire reasons. So if we can get organized, I can probably chop out a bit in the top for my kitchens there. And I'm just putting kitchens on the north side and the warming room on this bottom corner. So, not north, sorry. This is actually going to be, north is to the left on this one. Don't know why this person drew the picture the way they did, but yeah, north would be to the left. Okay, so in any case, that's what I'm working with. Pull that out of the way, and I need my picture for myself, so I'll move that out of the way. Let's go back to the actual game. Alright. So, have yourself a great day, Creef, if you were listening in. Otherwise, we'll just wave. Oh, Creef left already. Too late. I didn't pay any attention to that. Alright. So I'm using the free cam, but I was just about to cancel the free cam, snap back to the character, and I realized that's where the traveler got to. So since I can hear him, let's go see what he's got. Probably nothing interesting, but it's not hard for me to get emeralds. Brown dye, no. Bucket of fish, no. Sand, green dye, fern, no. Thank you, sorry. Oh, bedtime. Okay, well, that makes you a little harder to kill. There you go. I can find you now. And yes, Abbey of Death. Okay, come here. Buddy? Boop. Aha! Ooh, I got a head out of that one. Now, weirdly enough, I actually have a use for these heads. I didn't think I was going to, but I do, because I'm thinking about using them as part of the graveyard portion, just representing the guys that have been before, because we can set them down. So that'll be interesting. Okay, let's get back to work. One of the things that our community through Dadcraft kind of knows me for. Last season, my theme was mystery-esque again, but it was based on a whole bunch of mystery characters, as opposed to this time around it's just one series. So I was giving lots of details and history and stuff because I was basing things on reality as much as I could. So, for example, I did the Sherlock Holmes one wasn't, but I did Father Brown Mysteries, and that one had. I managed to find the church, real-life church, where they had used it as a filming location for the Father Brown Mysteries TV series, with Mark Williams as Father Brown, the guy who had done like Arthur Weasley in Harry Potter. And if none of that's familiar to you, that's fine. But anyways, I did that, so I managed to basically make an Anglican church, which had been used as a Catholic church in TV series. And I used a whole bunch of photos for that and spent far too long fussing and obsessing over particular details of that one. I was actually originally going to just use that church as the basis for this building, but it really didn't work. So I used a different schematic that somebody else had built. This is Brother CAD file, actually. So yeah, he's not actually the abbot of the monastery. And the period we're talking about, they actually have. In the book series, they have, well, actually reality too, they had 3 different abbots over that period. One, I don't seem to be able to find Rodolphus, which is interesting. But we actually did have an abbot named Heribert. And then there was briefly another one named Robert, and I can't remember, he did eventually become the abbot, which is the one with the father title. He did eventually become abbot of the monastery for real for a longer term, but he only had a temporary one in the period of the series that's set. And then part of it was actually in the series they're put out by the fact that this guy Rodolphus was brought in instead of just promoting Robert. So Robert was really quite cheesed about that. But it doesn't last. Like his ticked off element doesn't last because at first, it seems like this new abbot is going to be, quote unquote, on his side in terms of the rule of Benedictine law and not letting Cadfael get away with as much as the previous abbot had. But that doesn't last. To Robert's rather large dismay. Okay, so we've got the length, and then this end's going to be the warming room. And do I have the width I want? Or the length, whatever. Let's see. Actually, let's not jump to... As the sun goes down, or the rain comes up, depending on the point of view, I'm going to clip through this roof and see, do I have what I need? Okay, so aside from cutting everything off and re-roofing, I think I'm not that bad. I actually don't mind where this tower is. I just need to figure out how to get the stairs to go the direction I want, because it's just not working that way. I'll probably move the tower over actually just a touch to make it line up with the wall again. But other than that, I think I'm relatively pleased with the way this is turning out. Doesn't look like much at the moment, but I think I like where this is going. So, unfortunately, I do need to muck with the tower, and I don't like mucking with towers. Towers are not my favorite. In case you guys hadn't figured that out already. So this tower needs to move, and it's just going to be the stairs, right? So it's nothing super exciting. The one block over this way, which means the inside is one block wider. That's good news for me. Why does that sound familiar? I think I may have, but for some reason it's not ringing a bell at the moment. Care to refresh me on the little bit of the synopsis? I've probably seen it, it's just can't recall it at the moment. It sounds really, really familiar. And if I haven't, I should. Period whodunit. Oh, yeah. One of the things that's probably confusing me is in the Cadfael series, there's a book called The Rose Rent. And so that's probably where my brain's getting all tangled. Okay, so this will be the inner edge of the tower. I can rebuild this part. The door was never really centered anyway. Let's do that. Oop. Yeah, that's not right. Certainly not. It looks like I may have to pull out this corner just one, which makes no sense. But I had the windows there. Still made no sense in the previous design anyways. Here's the tower. If I pull that forward by one, where does it end up? Right in front of the window. License. I'm going to take license. Okay. Ooh. Yes. I have. It's been a really long time, but I have. I have seen that one. Loved it. As soon as you said Connery, I'm like, yep, okay, I'm in. Not just I'm in, but as in, yes, have seen that one. Been a long time, though. Been a long time. My mom, I think, turned me onto that one. It might even have been about the time that she got me onto Miss Marple Mysteries. If that sounds familiar. Okay, so now I have a stupid amount of space for a tower. I guess I better go up and see about... You know what? I think I'm going to change this one and get the jump instead. Because I'm going to be doing a lot of up and down. Here, and here, and say thank you very much. No, the other one hasn't worn off yet. That's fair. There we go. Okay. Just trying to figure out, why did it not eat my emerald? And, well, it just got pokey. That's all. Hello, Grief. I was surprised to see you when you're, when you said that you had to head off from your online behavior. I wasn't sure. Behavior? Wow, that's rude. Sorry. When you had to head off from being on the server, I wasn't sure if your laptop needed charging or something. All right. So we're still moving on with the rebuild, destroy? I don't know. Woo! Ah. So I'm not quite as springy as I thought, but that's okay. That's okay. So I need to figure out the tower. I don't think I left myself enough to fly up with. That's not good. If I can get up. That's... Ow. I've got to get into the dormitory. Let's try pulling out this spot, and I can replace that later. Okay, so this will be a room. And this door will move, because this wall is going to be gone. If I'm redoing this wall, I should probably have actually brought stairs. That would have made sense. They're just in the square in the middle, which is called the cloister, in case anybody's into terminology. Sometimes I use it, sometimes I don't. Oh, wow. Yeah. I can see what you're saying, Max. It's a bit of a shame that you're right, but yeah, I can see what you're saying there. For a while, I used to like him enough that I would pretend he didn't have a toupee and balding, but you're right. Okay, oops, no, this doesn't need to be there. This can be gone. Ah, so this wall underneath never matched anyway. Okay. I see. Uh-oh. That's not good. I didn't realize it was as late as it was, but not only do I dislike spiders quite heavily, that was an armored spider jockey. So I'm gonna have to deal with that, but he's not on my happy list. I would say personally my favorite was entrapment. Aha! He had no helmet. Aha! Burn! Burn! Yes! Good. He went far away and then he burned. I like that. I can handle that. Alright, so where are we? In here. And my favorite was entrapment. I mean, now I will admit, I had seen... Before that, I had seen Catherine Zeta-Jones, so to see her be flexible, like she was when she was a dancer, was pleasant. Lots of fun. Lots of fun. Actually, there's plenty of different actors and actresses over the years that I've discovered by accident were, sorry, not that they were dancers and whatnot by accident. I discovered by accident that they were singers and dancers and stuff, and I didn't know that because I had been far too used to situations like oh man, what's the word now? I'm trying to remember what it was called. Mamma Mia, where some of the people in it had to be taught how to sing because they couldn't, and it became quite obvious that they couldn't. And yeah, they're good. They were good at it, but not that great. Okay, what's this? Nothing I need to worry about right now. Okay, we're good. I just saw a notification and I wasn't sure if it was one of my mods in my Discord, but no, it turned out to be in a completely different Discord for a completely different reason. And I came down for stairs, didn't I? Did I have any stairs that are... those will work. Unless I want roofing... brick stairs? Sure. That actually makes more lore sense in a weird way. William Conrad. Huh. Started in radio. Uh-oh. Now that's a tough one. Yes. It's actually funny, because didn't Raymond Burr also do Ironside? I cannot recall at the moment. Why that I even know that name is kind of silly. But my house was a Perry Mason house. So, yeah. That kind of says it. Oh, yeah. I don't think... I'll be curious to hear that story later, Fantastic Truck Box. For those that are just wondering what on earth, is that, unfortunately, my daughter, who is prone to nosebleeds, had one that was over an hour today. So Fantastic Sherlock Fox wisely took her to the clinic, but it just meant that she needed some medication, apparently. Let's see what we got. So down 2, landing, down 2... 2, landing, down 2, landing, down 1. That's fine. Unless... I'm just trying to decide what I want to do with this tower, right? Because it fits. But then it makes this room not quite right by 1. And that's going to bug me, so I'm going to see... Can I make the 1 up top rather than down at the bottom? And that'll be 2 at the bottom, and that fits nicely. So 1... the landing. There. And then we've got... I have to turn. Right. Sorry, my brain is just... not wanting to do the math on that one. Tear it apart. That'll make it easier. So landing, and then comes down. Grab this one. Radio personalities, I guess you could say was more my thing. Actually, it's my dad. Fantastic Sherlock Fox knows my dad's a fan of old-time radio, as am I. But we're not great at knowing who started in radio. Like, for example, I could tell you that one of the most popular radio, no offense intended, or no surprise, I mean, one of the most popular radio Sherlock Holmes, ha ha ha, is Basil Rathbone. Unfortunately, I'm not a fan of his movie work. So yeah. Okay, so I can take off this one and square off in here. There, that's better. That works for the shape of the room. And why waste a block if you don't have to? These ones are cheaper. Yeah, Thank you very much, Fantastic Shog Fox, for covering that. I do appreciate it.
Hello?
Hello. There we go. Hey Mankey, how are you? Good to see you. I'm just working on reshaping the monastery to be closer to what I'd like to see for my Brother Catfile series sketch. And was being a little bit fussy in the tower. Because, of course, people have to be able to get up to the dormitories. And this is not even the public dormitories anyways. These are the lay people dormitories. Not public, sorry, monk. Which, what I think I'm going to probably do, we'll see how it works. I was going to try and fill... You got me. I shouldn't be muted, but I will ask, Mankey, are you on mobile? I do know that mobile poses a problem. Hey Zeroed, good to see you. Good to see you. Hello there. Because for those of you that are, if you're on mobile and you're anything below, oh, actually, or are you below 420? Ah, okay, good. I noticed I've been hearing that people on mobile or anybody watching on less than 420 seems to be having issues with choppiness, stutteriness, or I appear to be muted. Don't know why that is, but that seems to be the case right now. Let's see. Door. Oh, well, that's inconvenient. I moved the wall, and then I moved the wall. That's why I had the stairs being the way they were up top. Great. This shall be the wall. Sure. I don't know. Oh, nope. It's not gonna work. Yeah. I still don't know why that is. It seems to be an NVIDIA thing. For me, at least. Because if I run it on the NVIDIA encoding, people have problems. If I run it on... like just a generic X264, they don't, but then it puts a bigger load on my processor. So, I don't know. Wish I did. Okay, where is... I'm fighting with this wall, because now I've got it offset by 1, and it's going to bug me, but the problem is that I can't really have it not be... Grr. Oh, I'm gonna bonk my head while I'm at it. So what I've got right now looks kind of like we've got a hole there. That makes no sense either, right? Because I could do this with a weird thing in the corner. You know what? Creative prerogative, right? It doesn't have to make logical sense. There. Why not? That looks dumb, but that's fine. Sure, it does the trick. I could fight with that all day. I've got another corner to sort out anyways, so come on. Like this corner, you can see it's janky because of the way it was coming around. And technically, this is inside the church. Whereas, you can see all the way down. It's cool. And that's inside the church. But unfortunately, this piece, if I make a square it off to the roof, then it really messes with the corridor on the cloister. So, yeah. Problematic, because you don't want anybody sneaking through the corner of the church. I need to figure out how to make that work. No idea! In a vault. Yeah, okay, I can see that. I'm assuming somebody has finally suckered Mankey into trying Vault Hunters. That's my best guess. Either that or it's a word I've never heard before. I'm trying to remember William Conrad was, but I'm trying to remember which voice he did. He wasn't the crazy narrator, was he? Okay, he was the announcer. Alright, okay. That makes plenty of sense. Door. Let's put the door here. Okay, and then I don't... Where's the cloister corner? Cloister corner is here. Which would make... Yeah, I think I can handle that. I can take that, that'll work. Now we don't need this window, which is nice. It's inconvenient. Door here. There we go. If I wanted, I can actually put the window up top. There. Oh, come on. Correct tool, please. There we go. Now, the logic is not necessarily there. Oops, what did I get? I'm being cheap on these stones underneath, so I'm just going to pull those out. Just because I don't want to bother making more. That's really all it is. Do I have the dirt? No. If I'm going to build a wall, because I have plenty of stone, then let's actually build the wall. In this spot. And then do I have... No, I don't have the warming room stones with me. I need to find a place to put a chimney. Aha! Now what? Interesting. Probably on the external... No, that's heat. I forget what to do with that. Okay. So stairs, stairs, stairs. Okay, that gets me up. I like that. Now I need to figure out how to square off the tower to make it match. This has been bricks. It's not that one. I found last night when I'm thinking about how to make stuff match that I've moved or shifted, if I get into too much of a jam, then I may end up doing that bit off stream just because I think clearer that way. I don't know why I don't think super clear with everybody around, but it's the case. So, not intending to be impolite or anything, but I may have to move that stuff. Okay, what is this? Why did I have it so far over? I don't need it that far over. It's just because I was being silly with existing stuff, that's why. Okay, so I need to do a lot of this bit. This tower will probably be mostly off stream, but we'll just at least get it torn down during stream. And I can fix it off stream. I'll show you guys this evening what I've come up with. Ooh, there's a hole in the roof. Dear Liza, dear Liza. But yeah. So basically what the whole thing's boiling down to is I have a rough sketch of what Shrewsbury could have looked like. It's fairly square. It's actually missing some of the rooms that I would expect on the ground floor. And does not discuss whatever would have been on the second floor, which is the generic shape of the building kind of thing. Which is fine. And I'm changing what I've got. And it turns out, though, that in spite of what the original creator of the Lightmatic I used had said, it's not really designed after Kirkstall Abbey after all. So I figured, fine, then I can do what I want, because nobody can really say I'm wrong. Because it's A, it's Minecraft, and B, it's a fiction book, and C, I was just getting too wound up about stuff. And that's, weirdly, it's a very freeing realization, not be as hung up about it. let's see. Oh, yeah. Okay, I see where I'm going here. Not where I'm going, sorry, where Max is going. I'm just going to scroll back and catch part of what he said. So he's talking about William Conrad being involved in Rocky and Bullwinkle as the announcer. And then we've got the guy who did Ted Knight was the voiceover guy on the old Super Friends cartoon. That I didn't know either. But people will be familiar with him in terms of the bits where you'd hear, meanwhile, back at, or back in, which works in both cases, yeah. Rocky and Bullwinkle was a lot of fun. Some of the stuff they've used as spin-off, though, with like the Peabody and Sherman stuff, with their Wayback Machine, I really don't think that needed a whole movie. That was kind of an awful movie, but anyway. The humor was amazing. And the puns were terrible. Just as terrible as you'd expect. But I think it's part of the reason they had some of these layers, just there were cultural references that only the parents would get at the time. And it was a way of making it a family program, whereas the rest of the cartoon stuff was really lowbrow. Like, the kids enjoyed it, and the parents were like, oh my goodness, roll your eyes again. I'm very... Oh, I see. Okay. So I was trying to figure out what Fantastic Sherlock Fox was talking about and how... And I'm still not sure about the Rocky's Bulldozer connection, but I don't always have to get it all, because I'm here doing this stuff while you guys are having an interesting conversation. 1, 2, 3... 1, 2... 1, 2... Huh. 3, 4. Oh, I see. Okay, it's got an even door again. Gotcha. Okay. Trying to figure out why is this so weird, and now I get it. Yeah. Yeah. That's what I just saw. Yeah. It's like, what? In all honesty, one of the things I keep wishing for, and it's probably doable, but I haven't figured out how yet, is to create an overlay that pops up basically everything that's going on stream, from the geek outs to the stickers to, you know, whatever else. Create an overlay that goes over top of my game, so that I could see all that other stuff you guys are going on about. Because I keep missing stuff like that, and sometimes things happen on stream that I just miss entirely because I'm not looking at the correct screen. It's not split screen with my OBS, so yeah. Not a complaint, just one of those, wonder if I could ever make that happen someday kind of things. Okay, oops. Just have to get up and take all this down. So I think I'm not going to run long this time, and that's just because Wednesdays are awesome. I believe we normally have people cool to... Where am I here? Just checking to see who tends to be live, because there's some of them that are go live ahead of me. Yep. So Wednesday tends to be Jade Day, and because I've got a second stream, I can poke it at a lot of this, see if we can get the tower part fixed. And then we can get into some productive roofing on the second one, and then redecorating the interiors with the warming room and the refectory, and start getting into the library and stuff on the far side. It's almost perfect, but I need to be able to divide it into a scriptorium and a library a little bit more directly. So yeah, it's got a bit of figuring to happen. But we've got a few minutes, so I'm just going to tear down a little bit more of this to make it easier to change it up. I don't know why, but the holes in the walls don't bother me. But for some reason, I do not understand, when there's glass involved, my brain wants to try and, if at all possible, to keep the glass right where it is, even though that makes no sense. Oh, come on. There. And I keep putting in that one row because I need the one row gap to make the doorway and everything work properly. the project that's going to be coming after this, I have mentioned a few times, after we get through the monastery, the next piece up will be a bridge. So, I had this weird feeling that it's going to be like one of those things where you say, you know, I've got a bridge in Kentucky I can sell you. And if you believe that, yeah. But most likely it'll be a little more of an, "Aw, Rocky, but that bridge never worked." So we'll just have to see what happens. I briefly gave myself a jump scare, wondering if there was like a zombie, I have a zoom? No. Wondering if there was like a zombie villager standing out near the edge, and it's not. It's just the stacked up dirt. Wow. I would definitely get some more coffee in between as well, because apparently I need it. Oceanfront Pro. Yeah. It's like, I've got a forest lookout I can sell you in the middle of southern Saskatchewan. I mean, I suppose you know, you could do, as I said before, the Field of Dreams version. If you build it, someone will buy it. Somebody's that dumb. I'm not, but... I know I've referenced that movie a lot lately, but it's kind of one of my favorites. The ghosty bit, when I was a kid, bothered me. Like, it was just... Initially, like, the whole whispering bit, which is kind of silly considering a few years later, you know, I was going to be seeing, like, Sixth Sense. Okay, let's get ourselves one more hydrate. Oop, wrong way.
2, 4, 6, 8, everybody
Cheers.
hydrate!
One ounce became a chug, so that I'm closer to the 7 or 8 ounces it's going to report. There we go. It pretends that it's more accurate. The numbers are wrong, but that's okay. We got closer. At least it animates up and animates down. I'll figure out the numbers later. Alright. There we go. So we are noon on the nose. And you can start to see where we're going. I'm going to cut off this part. We're actually going to end up taking down all of this roof and reusing the materials to go the opposite directions. It's the same height. Just going... what's this? East-west rather than north-south for that piece. So, get a good look up. There we go. And look way up. Never mind. That's a Canadian children's TV reference for later. Okay, so we're going to go east-west with this one. Just turn it 90 degrees. And start covering the whole thing and putting in things like the kitchen and whatnot again. I think that's about it for now. You can start to see where we're going in terms of the shape with reference to... Let's go up a little more. There's the shape with reference to the sketch. So hey, we're making progress. Oops. And technically, you should be able to see that song, but I do apologize. It's white on white. So, in any case, we can get rid of that for now. Boink. Snap back down here. There we go. And say thank you to everybody. We're going to get the raid to Jade started, and then I'll be able to say my proper thanks a little bit better. Nope. Wrong button. I can't spell raid today. Press again. Cheaty buttons work. Good, that's better.
Mischief managed.
Alright. So you'll see the 2 raid messages come up there. If you're a sub, feel free to grab the ones on top with the cute little hype sheep. If not, feel free to use the global set before or any set that appeals to you. I want to say thank you very much to Fantastic Sherlock Fox and Benson for coming by, as well as Scrublord. And we have Bobreen and Zeroed. Oh, and thank you very much to Streaks Gameplay, Creef, and Manky Hamster for dropping by. If your name wasn't mentioned, I do apologize for that. I appreciate everybody that comes by. And if you ever just want to come by and hang out and lurk, that's fine too. I'm here for me and here for you. So yeah, we're having ourselves a great time and we're making progress. Please do give my best to, or give your best to Jade and my best as well. I will be joining you shortly. We shall be back this evening for another run at this, and it'll come up on top of everything in white. There we go. Oh, the preview live, not actually live. Interesting. Okay, so the next stream will be at 7 Eastern, and I will see you then. In the meantime, have yourselves a great day. Bye-bye for now.